be someone else. All we want is please. Giving us, giving no time to breathe. This is our identity. We can't help, we're gone. This is our identity.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you can hear me. This is Tommy Tybro Gale tuning back in for the first time in a few weeks. I've been out with a cold, and I've finally been able. I've been healthy enough to get back in action tonight, and I believe I've got everything running all right. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If so, let me know in the chat. But yeah, as you can see here, we have our teams using the pick band tool. Tonight we have for the Aquinas Saints, Syndra, Morgana, and Jarvan. And for Trine, Malzahar, Thresh, and Jinx. Glad I could be back here tonight. That cold took it out of me pretty bad, but we're back in action tonight. And co-host William Dinut Wolf will be joining us very shortly. He's currently out of the room, but he'll be coming in soon. It appears we have a few bans towards the top lane. And right after this pro draft, we'll be headed straight into the pick and bans of the in-game lobby, and then we will be headed straight into the game. For the esports, we just use this pro draft as a means of picking and banning, due to the fact that not every single player has access to every single champion. Looks like we are having Blue Jay go back on his Jarvan. Very comfortable pick for him. Kled top lane coming up for It's John. From my knowledge, It's John is a very large fan of Kled, so we might be seeing a lot of action coming from him in the top lane. Kiana, that's got to go to Keelan in the mid lane, which means that we have a Syndra Morgana bot lane. Very interesting. As you can see, we do not have any marksman on the team, so might be a little interesting as the game goes on. Now, as you can see, now we are headed into our actual pick and ban here. We should just go over the same process once again.
You're scared. Good to know. Right. Weak-willed fools.
I'm absolutely livid. You used to be cool.
Kled versus Urgot going to be a very interesting lane. Because Kled is a go in and do damage champion, go in, show you what's up sort of guy. In addition, the same with Urgot. It's going to have ourselves a very interesting game. Given with the first two picks on each side, they can become relatively tanky. So this is a very interesting situation already. And Keelan with his ideal and safe pick of Kiana. I believe that's one of his most favorite champions at this current time.
Is that fear I smell? Cool thought.
With Malzahar mid, it might be a little bit difficult for Keelan to be able to pressure mid lane. Malzahar will probably be able to keep pushing him into his turret, and we'll have to see what that does to Keelan this game. with that Jinx and no marksman on the side of the Saints, when it comes to late game, this might be a very interesting situation. Especially when late game Jinx gets involved. She can put away a lot of damage. It can be a very scary opponent. If you're just tuning in, we have completed the pro draft in addition to the normal draft, and very shortly we'll be headed into our first game. For you Saints tuning in, I hope you are enjoying your fall break. It's always a nice little week off when we hit October. Hope we can get well rested. My apologies. I never hit the transition button. It's my first stream by myself right now. Rookie mistake here, folks. My apologies. But as you see, in less than 2.5 minutes, we'll be into our first game. We do have that spectator delay, just for the sake of both teams, in addition to just to make sure that there's no outside help for these two teams. Just laughing at myself for not hitting the transition button.
Good afternoon, Aquinas Saints. It is I, William Dynot Wolf, back once again as your League of Legends broadcaster. I was preoccupied helping with the team for picks and bans here, joined by, of course, Tommy, as I believe he said he did the intro earlier, but we're going to do a little recap here. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing much better. That cold took a lot out of me, but back in action. Took my NyQuil, my DayQuil. Slept as I needed, and I'm happy to be back and ready to cast.
You get rid of one cold, and the next one's winter, so you
Absolutely.
can't win, can you?
Oh, no, I guess not.
Awesome.
Take what you can get.
We did go through the Pro Draft internet program there previously. We are now in the Champ Select here with the spectator delay, 3 minutes behind, but we'll be getting underway with this game shortly here. We are facing Trine University in a best-of-3 series tonight. Should be exciting. We have an explosive team comp coming out of here from the AQ Saints. A Kled Jarvan IV, Kiana, Fate's Call on the Syndra with Jay Freeze on the Morgana. We have a hype team comp here. It is nothing but picks, engage, and let's just hope that they can execute this well. They've been boot camp in the past half week so far. It's going to be a great time.
Absolutely. I'm very intrigued to see how It's John fares in top lane against this Urgot. Because both champions are, I'm going to go in on you, and we'll see how you like it sort of situation. Champion, excuse me. So I'm just very intrigued on how it's going to go. As you guys have seen, we have Keelan on Kiana, which can be a very dangerous combination. And
All right, we are loading in here onto Summoner's Rift. But going a little bit more in depth there on the Kled versus Urgot matchup. One ultimate executing, the other, well, the other one just runs at you. The Kled passive, though, possibly a counter match there when it comes to fighting the Urgot ult there.
Absolutely. We can see that Urgot actually picked up a Cole. Very interesting situation. He might be trying to go for a safe lane against this GLEC. Maybe has been doing his research on its John.
One moment, ladies and gentlemen, as we're trying to figure out some technical difficulties real quick. All right, we'll be all set here now. 40 seconds till minions spawn here.
Fixing the in-game volume right now.
Making sure we can kind of hear everything. Trying to make sure that we can still hear all those wonderful F keys when someone does flash.
Absolutely. Yeah, and even I'm very intrigued with the no marksman comp against this Jinx. Late game, she might be too much to handle because that is, at the end of the day, that's late game Jinx.
Jinx is a fantastic hyper carry, especially paired with a team comp like this. Thresh having a high amount of safety and security when it comes to its 80 carries, as well as great pick potential. Leading that into the Malzahar mid lane matchup. Malzahar with that shield, negating any first ability that strikes Malzahar there. Going to be hard getting a pick onto him. It's going to be interesting. Anybody that dives on that Jinx in that backline, I mean, if we look at their team comp, Kled, Jarvan, Qiyana, they're going to go as far as they can through a front-to-back fight. Someone's going to have to absorb that Malzahar ultimate ability there.
Absolutely. And with Malzahar's pushing capabilities, we'll have to see how that affects Keelan this game. Because Keelan does like to abuse mistakes, but with that pushed up minion wave, that might not give him the opportunity to do such action.
We have seen Keelan have issues when it comes to playing Qiyana into such mid-ranged mages, such as we have an engage here going on bot lane. Dark Binding landing on Thresh, the EQ not landing, but we're just going to see this slowly play out. Thresh did burn his flash there. That was the Ignite from Jay Freeze, a first blood picked up by Fate's Call, and that's going to help propel Syndra into bullying this Jinx in this lane.
Which is definitely what they need. Like we said earlier, the late game Jinx is going to be a huge, will most likely be a big problem given that there is no marksman. So shutting this Jinx down very early might be able to push in favor of the Saints.
We have a lot of AP damage coming from the side of AQ when it's only their bot lane. If their bot lane falls behind, then the other Trine University here is going to be able to prioritize armor, and they're not going to need to worry about Syndra Morgana for a long time in the game.
Absolutely. The only thing they have to worry about is this is CC that they can put out.
Jarvan EQ combo followed up by a Qiyana. If they get 3 people at least inside that Jarvan knockup combo, it's going to be very fantastic. We do have Sejuani here by blue buff on blue side. Jarvan walking around through the river. There's confrontation here. Sejuani did get the blue buff. We do have Kled roaming down now. There might be a pick here on Sejuani. Sejuani having to blow the flash there. And it looks like Jay is going to be getting this Rift Scuttler.
But as we, if you look towards the map, we can see that Jay actually...
Keelan going in with the flash EQ, taking the river element for the CC. Absolutely fantastic there. Good roam from Keelan. Always good to see when the mid laner can roam up and get that pressure onto a jungler, because Keelan now has a blue buff to abuse this Malzahar. Qiyana does have a counter matchup and a decently high win percentage against Malzahar. When it comes to Qiyana lane matchup, she's able to initiate on Malzahar, get rid of the bubble, and put a good amount of damage on, and when her combos come back up, it's way before Malzahar's passive, and then she just gets to execute with the Ignite in that second round rotation after getting the wall element with her Q and getting that execute damage.
What are you most excited for in this game right now? Either lane matchup, champion matchup?
I'm mostly excited for this bot lane, honestly. I know Fate's been putting a lot of games on this Syndra. Very fantastic pick. It's nice seeing that mages are allowed to be played in this bot lane here. And when we look at the past history with Fate's Call here, we do have a confrontation here on the top side, though. It's John is higher up in levels. Able to abuse his Scarl there and just get dismounted and back away from the fight. But going back onto Fate's Call on that Morgana pick, we've only been seeing Fate and Jay Freeze on passive picks. Like when it comes down to it, things like Ash Morgana or something with Nami. Tristana Morgana has been a very popular pick for him. They've been winning lane with it, but they weren't allowed to be aggressive for most of the game. Letting Fate be aggressive with these picks enables him to open up his bot side of the map, and it lets them have so much pressure. Fate's call is fantastic when it comes to positioning in team fights. We'll just have to see if maybe that Syndra with the Scatter of the Weak, maybe he can really pull off something huge here and get that lineup for the Kiana display of talent.
If we take a look at the CS scores right now, It's John is putting this Urgot to shame right now.
A 15 CS deficit compared to the Kled.
Before It's John backed, he was up nearly 20. Oh, we do have Malzahar going in. Sejuani following it up.
Jarvan is in river here to follow up, but It's John is taking the fight towards the Urgot. Sejuani is going in trying to follow up here. Jarvan getting hooked by the death sentence. Keelan does have the Dark Shield. We do have the Snare landing onto Malzahar. They're trying to follow up for the kill. Keelan does get it with his Ignite ticks. That is an EQ combo coming out from Fate's Call. A wonderful roam up from the bot side of the map. That is a 2.5k gold lead at 6 minutes, and they're putting pressure on the Infernal Drake already.
There was action across the whole map. If we take a look to the top right of the screen, we do see that the Urgot had to burn Flash in top lane against It's John. The camera just kept moving. There's so much action going on, and Aquinas has an early dragon.
Yeah, if you notice there, it was going back and forth. Even League of Legends spectator cam couldn't decide where the action should be the whole time. Absolutely fantastic display there from the AQ Saints. Really, showing the fundamentals here. They had their bot lane with pressure, roam up, and they got that kill. We have 2-0 on both Kiana and Syndra. They both have bounties, and they both have gold leads in CS alone. These two, if they get propelled, these are the two very hard, strict carries on this team. And if they're allowed to run away with it, I feel very sorry for what Trine's about to go through.
Absolutely. And going back to the Cole pick on Urgot, it's going to even put Urgot maybe even a little bit farther behind.
He did start off with it, though. You can see that he has 38 CS and 62 left on that Cole. He did start it, so he knew that he would be going into this lane matchup having to farm. Kind of forfeiting a lot to Kled, which is kind of a mistake in my opinion.
Especially against It's John when he plays.
These carry top laners for him are absolutely insane. It's John, fantastic. He did main support for the majority of his League of Legends career up until joining this esports program and moving to top lane. He is nasty when it comes to hitting the go button on team fights.
We do see him abusing this Urgot a little bit.
Oh, Urgot charge doesn't go off. It's John just running in on him. It's John going in the solo kill top lane. If you see it on your screens, ladies and gentlemen, we did have a Kiana solo kill on the Malzahar. Malzahar did not have flash. Keelan, without the ignite, used the display of talent, got the solo kill on Malzahar, and we have Jay counter jungling Sejuani here. She just hit 6. We have TP coming in from Malzahar. Jay gonna have to play back, but bot lane right behind their jungler there for the AQ Saints. They are following up here. We do have Urgot going in on Kled's It's John here, getting him knocked off of Skarl. He's going to try to look for that execute ult damage here. It's John does have flash as well as the knockback when it comes to his Q. Thrush missing the death sentence there, but Jay Freeze landing the blind dark binding. Fantastic right there. Blue buff did go over to the Sejuani. Keelan going in, though, on the Malzahar. EQ combo from Jarvan. A clean pickup kill. It's almost a 4k gold lead before 10 minutes on the side of AQ. This is fantastic early game. This really shows this half week has been paying off for the AQ Saints training here against Trine.
A 7-0 start. Absolutely remarkable. There's so much action happening all across the map that we can't even see half of it unless we look towards the bottom right to the minimap. Aquinas is just doing anything and everything right now, putting Trine in their place, so to speak. And there's just so much action, I can't even talk right now.
We are seeing the AQ Saints picking up tower plates here. It's only 10 minutes in game. I'm looking for the AQ Saints to pick up that Rift Herald and push it down either mid or top to let one of their solo laners get that roaming lane potential, get the 5-man on bot side, and they have an air Drake coming up in 90 seconds here. That'll just help them fight even more. The amount of roaming that's been going on, and they're up in each lane in CS with the amount of action and movement in this game. Bot lane showed up to help for those 2 mid lane kills, and they're still dominating in their CS scores. Fantastic here by AQ Saints.
The amount of communication happening right now must be remarkable on the side of the AQ Saints.
A great scatter of the week there from Syndra, stunning both Thresh and Jinx under turret here. Malzahar 0-3, Thresh 0-1, Sejuani 0-2, 0-1, Urgot. Great score lines if you are on the enemy team to see when you hit the tab scoreboard. Fantastic here. Fate's Call does have the last chapter, so he's going to get that bonus mana on level up, so he's able to be aggressive here in these lane matchups against this Jinx Thresh. Just kind of bully them down, push them under turret. They do see Sejuani was topside. They get to have a free bot lane right now. As well, John picking up the Tiamat and the Phage is going to actually be able to run down this Urgot. Like I said here, though, I did want to see the AQ Saints pick up this Rift Herald, the EQ combo. Following through, Keelan picking up the Wall Elemental here, trying to chase down the Sejuani. The Flash Ultimate Cataclysm coming out from Jay. Fantastic pickup there. Keelan allowed to just put pressure mid lane, and we do see J4 here returning back to that Rift Herald. Fantastic. Fantastic for the Saints. This is the games we wanted to see. If you look at the record entirely for all the matches we played, we only have 1 series win and I believe 4 losses. But with how this early game's going, and we've struggled when it comes to early mid game, Fate's Call almost just obliterating Jinx with the ultimate. Not enough orbs, unfortunately, but mass damage here. We are seeing the AQ lineup getting aggressive under these turret picks here. They do have a ward behind them. They're going to need to be careful, but Urgot doesn't have TP. Malzahar doesn't have TP. What vision does bot lane have? None, because you know what? They know exactly where the enemy jungle, mid, and top are, and that's under their lane opponent's thumbs.
As we saw from that last scuffle that we had in bot lane, we did see that Jinx did burn her heal from Fate's Call, his ultimate use, but now we do have trying to pick up a air dragon.
Mm-hmm. Kiana is scouting them out with the Scryer's Orb. They do pick it up. Jay does have the Rift Herald. He did pick up Shelly during that free kill action on Sejuani. She is low after that dragon. She's going to have to recall here. Jay able to put more pressure onto the map now after doing some of his own jungle clear. An 8-0 game at 13. We have a almost 5k gold lead on AQ Saints. Fantastic here. It's John is bullying this Urgot under turret with these bear traps on a rope.
I had a discussion with It's John regarding Kled. He's a big fan of Kled due to the fact that you can bully so hard that you could tower dive them, but right when Skarl leaves the fight, you are no longer tanking, which does give a huge advantage to a prominent turret diver on Kled.
We do have Shelly dropped here in the mid lane, picking up that First Blood turret gold onto J4 and Kiana. Massive. Gonna let Kiana get the upgrade. I'm gonna suspect here probably Yomu's, so that way she can have those Moby Boots even be more effective when it comes to roaming on this bot lane. You can see actually J4 and Kiana are kind of moving to invade this blue side jungle here on Trine's side. It looking like they're going to try to go for a collapse here while It's John is fighting the Urgot. Another solo kill under turret. Absolutely disgusting. J4 EQ predict going forward up onto Thresh there. Execute from Kiana. Picking up the wall element. Absolutely explosive. That's the well-trained mentality you want to see. Jay wasn't going for the knock-up to cancel the lantern. He wanted to go with the lantern. Fantastic pickup. Good faith in Keelan there, knowing the Kiana with the mobility boots can follow up. That is 2 turrets now, an 8k gold lead for AQ Saints. This is a 10-0 game. We do have Sejuani dropping the control ward here, trying to get to It's John. Sejuani is doing her best to put as much CC onto John, but John's going to run away. He does not care about the pig. The pig cannot stop the lizard.
Oh man, this is electrifying gameplay. With that J4 EQ predict R, I physically put my hands up in shock and awe. That was an absolutely beautiful prediction.
Yeah, I looked over, and right when that play occurred, I saw your jaw drop. It wasn't the flashy play of trying to stop the Jinx for that 50-50, does it knock her up mid-lantern or not. It was, I'm guaranteeing this is going to be a kill for Kiana. Fantastic. You did see Keelan maintained the river element to get the snare onto Jinx after the Cataclysm dropped.
That was an overall beautiful play by Aquinas.
Very, very well shown fundamentals here of League of Legends. And the fact that It's John does not even need the assistance of Jay in this lane, absolutely insane.
With It's John being on Kled, which is somewhat of a comfort pick for him. Oh, we do have some action. Kiana are going through, Blue Jay with Quicksilver Sash getting himself outside of the Malzahar ultimate. A messy fight for the Aquinas States, but they leave 1-1.
They did pick up the support there in Trine, but reverse Saints losing their jungler J4. No map objectives are up at the moment. We have 1:20 left on the Air Drake respawn timer here. We're going to see AQ reset along with J4 here for that. Trying to pick up those more elements, and we did get Keelan on the Yomus and almost ready for the Dustblade pickup.
Yeah, we do have Air Dragon coming up in close to a minute. We will see Aquinas put as much pressure as they can on this turret and then make... Oh my goodness!
He scattered the weak into the orb! Fantastic damage from Fate's Call. He's 4-0. After picking up the Lost Chapter, rushing Sork Shoes and Oblivion Orb. If you don't have magic resist, he's dealing true damage to you.
Game over. But as I was saying, we'll watch our Aquinas Saints put as much pressure as they can on this bottom turret and then make their way over to Dragon. Air Drake is personally my favorite Drake. I'm just a fan of going fast.
We did see patch 923's the preseason update. We did see information leaked on that from Riot Games themselves, and they are changing around how the Drake system works as well as what bonuses they give to the map. Going to be very interesting. Air Drake having, what's the item? Spear of Shojin. Essentially having Spear of Shojin's passive if you have two Air Drakes when it comes down to the Dragon Essence at near the end of the pickup there.
Yeah, preseason is going to be an entirely new game. When we see a new year and a new season, we do see League attempt some new changes, some questionable, some favored. With every single game, it's going to happen. But this coming preseason, incredibly interesting.
We do have the Sejuani ultimate going on to It's John here. We do have Keelan roamed up though. Sejuani out of her depths, getting poked down by Keelan. Dustblade and Yomu's in bag. Keelan's going to be able to roam around this map faster than any teleport, in my opinion. We do have Jay roaming up through here, 1v3, but It's John going in on this Urgot, stuck on the wall here. The ultimate going on to Jay, the missed Quicksilver Sash there. It's John picking up Scar once again and getting that trade kill back for AQ Saints, making it a 1-for-2 as Thresh and Sejuani have now been traded for their deaths of the jungle.
We do see Aquinas has dropped off 2 kills to the enemy team, but yet again, the game is 14-2, an absolute.
It's an 8K gold lead at 20 minutes, and there's still gold on the map when it comes to outer turrets, bot, and top lane. AQ Saints are looking very clean right now.
Yeah, this week, during fall week, as all the AQ students are either back home or on vacation or doing whatever AQ students do nowadays, we had our Aquinas Saints esports team with all branches in every single game. They stayed on campus this week and put a lot of time and effort in the lab, and we're definitely seeing it here tonight, folks.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. Even when the students are allowed to go on their breaks, enjoy a week off, and just take some time for themselves. the AQ Saints esports program. We had a full lab out here before we came on to stream.
We did. We did have a visiting school in the lab, just so they could use our facilities, I believe. But nonetheless, a full room, and with all those computers running, it's warm. It was
warm
a
in here. Very warm environment. I was talking to Jay Freeze beforehand, and I'll tell you, she wasn't freezing.
Absolutely.
We do see.
Very good.
We do have the AQ
nice.
Saints here getting vision around Baron. It is post 20 minutes now, and with their aggressive gold lead, they are able to get the vision they want and maybe pick up a kill or two to pull off this Baron and look to end the game. Explosive damage on Jinx, scattered them weak, stunning her up. Doesn't have flash, doesn't have heal. It's John putting pressure onto this Urgot here, saying, if you want to brawl, I'll fight you. But this Urgot now does have some lifesteal. It's John taking the ultimate, but he had the QSS, but it was not enough. He did have a very good QSS there. If he only had a little bit more health, he could have done it. He was about to mount onto Skarl, but unfortunately Urgot's shotgun knees were too much for it. The armor shred from that bike cleaver was just too much right now for Kled. He only has the Ninja Tab eyes.
I was expecting Skarl to come back and save the day. It's John doing a great job at attempting to get Skarl back. I'm not too sure. What is the name of? It's not a rage bar. What's the name of
Courage.
Courage.
The second resource bar is Courage.
Courage.
As Skarl is a cowardly lizard.
Oh,
Gromp resetting.
Gromp.
You hate to see it.
Oh no.
Fate's Call, unfortunate. They're trying to counter jungle, but doesn't have smite.
Very close. But Gromp will live another day.
Still the 8k gold lead here. The map pressure has slowed down. A third air drake spawning in 50 seconds. We will see the AQ Saints begin to put pressure around here. Teleports are up on all three members in this game. We're going to have to see what kind of pressure is to be had. We haven't had a full-on 5v5 team fight. AQ Saint are looking for their lineup specifically. They're going to run in when you're stuck in corridors like this jungle. Kled will speed up the team. Jarvan will get the massive EQ combo down, and then the Kiana display of talent will shove you into a wall and stun your whole team, letting Fate's Call have free AoE range damage.
Fate's Call on Syndra.
6-0.
Amazing.
Absolutely fantastic scoreline you want to see. The other part I want to talk about here, earlier in this game when it was 4 kills on the Kiana and 3 on the Syndra, they only had kills at that point in time. Now Fate's Call 6 kills, no assist.
Oh.
They are putting their resources. EQ combo coming out for the Urgot here. Urgot having to use the flash, the QE combo from Fate's Call, picking him his 7th kill now. He is monstrous with this Morella Namicon and Luden's Echo. Absolutely destructive damage. There's no one here to respond to their bot lane push.
It was an absolute... Oh,
Jay Freeze accidentally popping the Zanyas. Probably had a control ward on the other key.
Quite possibly. Or a little taunt. Who knows?
Oh, nope, I was right. She did drop the control ward over the wall there.
Excellent.
Very unfortunate, but it's a low cooldown. I believe 90 seconds. It'll be back up anytime here. But they are going to pick up this free Air Drake.
Happens to the best of us. And if you guys will look towards your mini maps, we do see Trine. Most of their solo lanes are taking the jungle camps away from Sejuani in an attempt to get themselves some revenue, which takes away from their jungler itself. So they're doing what they can at the sacrifice of their own jungler, but we will see how that affects the game because as we see, Sejuani is getting some decent health on her right now. So she is still a mess, a reckon to deal with. But with the lethality that Keelan is building up on Kiana, it might not even matter at the end of the day.
Yeah, we do see the Giant Spell along with the Arm Guard there. Looking for that Warmogs. Sejuani does have a large health pool, and that Warmogs will help her leave and return back to fights. But we're going to have to see with this explosive teamfight comp that has been drafted by the Saints. She might not be able to live to tell the tale.
Absolutely not. We do see a number of control words.
AQ Saints are reclaiming vision around Baron here. The Dustblade helping Keelan remove the unsightly sight wards,
Absolutely.
if you will. Using the Scryer's Bloom here to get vision up on top side of red. Clearing out. That's 3 control wards that are just free for AQ's taking. Urgot is shown bot side of the map here. We might see AQ look to make a pick mid lane and take Baron, or have It's John answer the Urgot push. They do not have any turrets taken on the side of Trine. A lot of gold open on the map for them, but we're going to have to see what's next, as we do have Jay going EQ combo into the flash from Jinx. Thrush Lantern not taken by the Sejuani. It's John flashing over the wall. The display of talent not landing onto any members of Trine, but flashes blown on the side of Trine. AQ is going to pull back, and they're going to be able to get this Baron while members of Trine reset. Is this a full 5-stack over the wall? It is a successful full 5-stack over the wall. Fantastic here. It's John getting knocked off the Scarl. We do have Urgot up in Tri-Brush as well as Thresh landing. They do have 2 control wards now on the side of Trine in here. Sejuani is still on her way. Has not passed red buff yet. If they burst this faster, if they go sooner, they'll be able to take this. Smite coming out for Jay. A successful take on the side of AQ. The Urgot ultimate landing onto Jay. John playing down, knowing he doesn't have the Scarl. Does have the QSS. Could have possibly countered it, but why waste a cooldown?
Absolutely. Very good body block. Very clean by Blue Jay to save his teammate. It's John. It's John running away in the name of CS right now. 228 to his enemy laner Urgot with 194.
For any of you that enjoy the pro scene when it comes to North America or even international, you've heard the term Flame Horizon, which is when you are 50 CS up on your opponent here. You know, I was really expecting with Urgot taking that Cole, I expected John to get that Flame Horizon to absolutely run away with this gold lead, and he really is, and he's showcasing that. Even though you picked Urgot, even though you have the execute, my Lizard is still better than your turret legs. Look at this 4-man push on mid lane here. Trine can't do anything about it, even with the 5-stack showing up. The Dark Binding going through landing, but Blue Jay had the Dark Shield from Morgana. The picks onto the Sejuani, keeping her locked down, and John is now pushed up to that bot side turret. Urgot having to respond, landing the bear trap on a rope, just trying to get poke damage onto the enemy top laner here, making him bait him into the charge, pulling him back. It's John knocked off of Scarl. Gonna have to be very careful here, backing up. The ultimate landing. It's John immediately used the QSS and failed that. Ultimate landing onto Syndra. Ultimate display of talent does land onto Jinx. AQ Saints are faltering here as Trine is picking up kills left and right, aiding them. The EQ combo coming out again for Jarvan. Oh, just barely got the kill. That's 3 kills onto Urgot. That's a lot of shutdown gold right there for him. If anybody can pull this game back, it's an Urgot. If he can get an execute, get the fear, he does massive team fight damage and will not die when he gets that stone plate.
Not the greatest team fight for Aquinas Saints there, and Urgot was able to use his E and get in there and use his passive, which I believe is the Burst of Flames, which doesn't make any sense. We have Keelan going in 1v2, absolutely destroying both opponents.
Executing Jinx with the picked up Earth Element, and then following the chase down onto Sejuani. You can see on the minimap, blue team is Mia pinging their mid laner. Absolutely insane damage coming out from Keelan's Kiana. 6-0-5, 199 CS. And they're going to try to pick up a second Infernal Dragon. This is a massive amount of damage upgrade for them. And the fact that they're able to deny it from Trine is fantastic.
Even our Saints are up nearly 10,000 gold.
Yeah, we're looking at a 9k gold lead there.
Urgot is still a very dangerous champion, even when behind. If he can get... if you just get right into the middle of a team and have a successful ult, he's still a force to be reckoned with.
Yep, we do see here the Death's Dance now with the Spirit Visage on this Urgot. That is a massive amount of healing. But Fate's Call does have their Melanomicon to get the Grievous Wounds, as well as we do have Jay Freeze's Morgana having the Ignite. So if that Urgot runs in, they have many resources to negate the amount of healing that he should have for this.
Just see our Aquinas States pushing 5 against 5. We do have Keelan splitting back off to mid lane.
They do have a free taking down inhib. Super minions pushing through mid lane here. They're going to want to start getting someone to put pressure on top side. They're going to have to keep all 5 members down here for Trine, or else they are going to lose it. They can't match up in the 4v4. The 5v4 is their hope here. Urgot is moving up towards that top side to respond to Kiana. Fate's Call Morgana, or Fate's Call's Syndra, as well as Jay Freeze's Morgana are allowed to just free poke with a Jarvan and Kled frontline.
As we saw, we did have Keelan go towards top lane just to put some pressure elsewhere because I believe the lack of range on our Aquinas comp is not allowing us to push to full fruition. So we did have Keelan go top lane and get another turret, which gives us more gold.
The split pressure did allow them to get the top lane turret as well as the bot lane inhibitor turret. Fantastic there.
We do see AQ taking a step back after getting 2 turrets in just recalling and just trying to reset overall.
Yep, we do have the Baron coming up in 30 seconds. I'm really happy with the amount of playback coming from the AQ Saints here. They're understanding that they have the gold lead. They don't need to throw it away. They try to do those skirmishes, which they had issues with. Here, they can just begin to slowly suffocate Trine out of this game.
Well, with transitioning, that is sometimes where the Saints falter. So this is a great look for the Saints, keeping their lead ahead. They did have that one faulty team fight towards bot side, but nonetheless, quite an improvement. Flash R coming in from Blue Jay on Jinx, forcing him to flash out.
We got the 5-man here, the full-on fight, instantly blowing up Malzahar. Sejuani following suit. This Urgot is in the middle of this team fight, though. Absolutely explosive damage. Urgot is full health. They do execute Jinx here. They are about to execute Thresh. Morgana did pull away. It's John on the Kled. Going back in, landing the bear trap. Does get the grievous wounds. Keelan very low health here to fight this Urgot. This is a very tough fight when it comes to the raid boss Urgot.
Like I said,
Urgot is a monster. The Death's Dance on physical damage healing with the Spirit Visage amplified healing. His health bar was not going down when he got into the middle of that fight. You saw Keelan there navigating around the sides, doing his best to pick off the carries. They blew up Malzahar right away. They had to clean up Sejuani afterwards, and you saw Keelan hopping over the gates going for the Jinx on the side there. They did pick up, coming out positive by the end of that fight. But you have to wonder, where is the sustained damage going to come from now with this Urgot able to withstand Kled, Kiana, and a Morgana?
like we said earlier, a behind Urgot, still an Urgot at the end of the day. Absolutely absurd damage in Insane due to his build. Urgot is enemy number 1 when it comes to the Saints. Not for get rid of first, but overall difficulty to deal with.
Honestly, if they didn't have an Urgot here, I think they would have probably lost the game by now. This Urgot is what's keeping them in this, because no matter what, Urgot's ultimate is still an execute. It is a pullback, and it is a team-wide fear. It is a very destructive thing when walking into a team fight. Jarvan did EQ, taking away the blast. Yeah, we say Boom Shroom. We're gonna stick with. We'll keep Boom Shroom. I don't remember the official title. I think it's Blast Cone.
Blast Cone, which is it really a cone?
No, I don't think it's a cone. It's more of a circle, kind of like a shroom.
Dubbed the Boom Shroom.
Exactly. And I mean, it sounds way cooler, Boom Shroom, than Blast Cone.
I am a fan of Boom Shroom, and we do have
Keelan does have the edge of night here.
Scuttle Rift? Rift Scuttle?
Rift Scuttler?
Oh. So that's Scuttlebug.
Yeah, Scuttlebug.
Rift Herald? Shelly.
Shelly. It's Shelly. That one is actually a Riot given name.
Oh, okay. We do have an exchange of ultimates. This is going to be a possible pickup.
They're trying to hold off as long as they can, waiting for this Urgot to get here. Kled right in the back line, instantly blowing up the Jinx with Syndra. A two-man stun coming out from Syndra on Sejuani Thresh. This is a clean fight for your AQ Saints here. They are going to take down Raid, Boss, Urgot. The display of talent pushed it to the wall. Syndra landing to scatter the weak.
5-0. Aquinas is going to end the game off this, I believe.
They should be able to push down. They do have the minion wave for it, as well as full 5 members. A clean victory here at the end of the day. Up almost 13,000 gold. That is going to be the first game of this best of 3 series. Aquinas Saints versus Trine University. Game 1 going to your AQ Saints.
At the very end, 5-0 fight. Excellent fight there. Excellent catch out on the Malzahar. A little sticky at the beginning due the trade of ultimates, but yet again, beautiful display of skill.
We'll look quickly at the advanced details here. We do have fantastic damage coming out from the Urgot of all things too. Like I said, that Urgot was keeping them in game.
Absolutely.
We will be right back. We are going to send you with a little bit of music for now, and we will be right back. Thank you, everyone. Stick around for Game 2.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. Can make me move.
All right, ladies and gents, we are back for the pick and bans and pro draft for game number 2. Getting things underway. We do see Trine picking up the Urgot once again because he was definitely somebody to mess with last game with a Nivea pick, which is a very extremely interesting pick, especially in this meta. But she is definitely a late game carry, so to speak, with her ability to wave clear. And after she picks up a few items, she's definitely a force to be reckoned with. We do have Alistar getting picked up by Trine as well. So right now we already see a very heavy engaged team from the top in support. For the side of Aquinas, we do have It's John back on Kled, so we have the same lane top lane. So we'll see if these two players have picked up any sort of stutter steps between one another. See if they can pick each other out from last game. See if they picked up any sort of player-to-player knowledge of one another. We do have an Akali, and I believe they'll head to Keelan in the mid lane, and once we'll have Jay Freeze on Thresh. A Draven pick. Looks like they switched to Echo. Echo, very dangerous top, mid, and jungle right now. Aquinas banned out Morgana, one of Jay Freeze's own picks. Afraid of the other support will pick it up rather. But from the bans on Trine, they targeted Blue Jays J4, Keelan's Yasuo, and then headed back to Blue Jays Elise because he has been playing her a little bit in the jungle. Echo, once again, could be played top, mid, or jungle. Very dynamic champion. A final pick on Kaisa. 3 jungle bans. Absolutely right. I'm going to say Suitor 2000. Suitor. Maybe think about that one. See what these last 2 picks are for both our teams. Zaya. That's a comfort pick for Fade's Call. I'm very intrigued to see. Ooh, a Poppy. That looks like it will most likely be a Poppy jungle. Top lane Urgot, support Alistar, Poppy jungle. The question is if they will continue. Oh, Ezreal, very safe pick, very high damage. Looks like we are just looking for Blue Jays pick. We'll see what he goes. Gragas. If they do lock in, that is a very it's one of Blue Jays comfort picks. Locked in. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the pro draft pick and ban for game 2. And we'll get headed into our champ select and get right back to the pick and ban. If you hear that, that's us getting that into right now as we head there. And once again, they will just go through the pick and ban once again.
Who dares defy my will?
But since this is a different game, excuse me, a match best of 3, second game in the series, we do have the switching of sides. So now your Aquinas Saints belong to red side. So they are on the right side.
People fear what they cannot understand. Weak-willed fools. Your work decisions will haunt you.
I'd have to Suitor in agreement. Well, not agreement. I'm very interested to see what chat has to say always. So it's very fun to see the chat speaking up. But in addition to the amount of vision that your Aquinas Saints are able to put out every single game, it leaves it hard for the jungler to intervene with the lanes. But with the Poppy, I believe it's her W, that can stop Kled E, Gragas E, Akali, I don't even know which ability is hers. I haven't played Akali since old Akali. But Poppy W will be definitely a problem in the thick of things when we get to our big team fights.
Come on. What's the worst?
Or if
that could
Poppy's able to
happen?
catch out an opponent, it would definitely put a hinder on a 1v1 sort of situation in the early game, because Poppy is able to put out some heavy damage with her Q. And if she can get a successful knockback into a wall, could be quite devastating. Once again, we have Urgot top lane, always a menace, always a force to be reckoned with. The go-in tank Poppy, I'm gonna be in your face. Ezreal, damage from afar. Alistar's gonna be right up in there with Poppy and Urgot, and Nivea and Ezreal in the back line, trying to poke out as much as they can. We have Itchjon once again on Kled, very dangerous force to be reckoned with. Blue Jay back on his Gragas. Now, the question is if he's going to run him AP or try to get a Cinderhulk in, try to out-tank Poppy and Alistar. Keelan on Akali. I believe I witnessed Keelan play a game off-stream once when he was Akali. He made some moves, ladies and gentlemen. Fate's Call on Xayah. I believe that is a comfort pick for him. And Jay Freeze Thresh, the support stream. That concludes our finalization of picking in bands. And now we are headed into the 3-minute delay. And with that, we will start our second game in our best of 3. And if AQ is able to run away with this last game, then that will be the end of the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, that is what we'll see. Or we'll see if this new this new team comp can put Trine over Aquinas with the use of Poppy and Urgot, in addition to the Alistar.
Welcome back, everybody! Round 2 of Aquinas Saints versus Trine University.
Round 2.
Round 2.
Fight.
We do have the champ select and bans on your screens right now. A triple teleport team comp coming out from AQ Saints. Looking to get these early leads, and they are looking to expand on this map.
I didn't even notice the Xayah teleport at first. Very interesting. I'm excited to see how this game plays out.
It's going to be a very fun time. Looking on Trine University, they are blue side here. Urgot, Poppy, Anivia, Ezreal, Alistar. A very heavy front-loaded team comp. If that Anivia and Ezreal fall down without Urgot getting ahead in this game, they are going to lose out on a lot of damage potential, and they're just going to have 3 punching bags instead.
Poppy could definitely be a force to be reckoned with her W when it comes to Kled, Gragas, Akali.
It does work on Threshook too. When Thresh is pulling Death Sentence, when he's going to the target, she can put up the W and it will actually interrupt him before he meets the target there.
Very interesting. So Poppy, if Poppy's able to get some gold underneath her belt and get tanky, she could definitely be a force to be reckoned with, especially with that W. And if she's able to catch Thresh mid-death sentence, push him into a wall, be a death sentence indeed.
We do see AQ's lineup of the Kled, Gragas, Akali, Xayah, and Thresh. We will most likely be seeing here on the side of Trine when it comes to 5v5s, having them initiate. And I expect AQ to rely on Jay's ultimate, the explosive cask, to disperse the backline to front or just remove the front line out of the picture, letting the Akali and Xayah do insane amounts of damage to the carries of Trine University. Really going to be an interesting match as we are going now into load screen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is game 2, match point for our AQ Saints.
Absolutely. If the Saints are able to put this game away, then good night and until next time.
Yeah, fantastic game 1 from the Saints here. And we just have to see different team comp, similar style with the CLED though. We're going to have to see now, can they still execute with such efficiency as last time? We will get our timers up on the board so that way we can ensure we have full presence of the map when it comes to your casters here tonight.
If you saw the load-in special effects, that is because League of Legends is celebrating its 10th year. I believe coming this week is the official.
It was actually on. It was actually yesterday.
Oh yes, that is. When
Yesterday they had their 10-year live stream anniversary, announcing 4 or 5 different games coming out, a animated series, and bringing to the support role for the first time ever a marksman in Senna, Lucian's wife, who was trapped inside of Thresh's lantern.
Yes. Very interesting lore. Absolutely.
If I remember correctly, they said the second day of quarterfinals when it comes to Worlds International gameplay, they're going to show off Senna. They're going to show her kit at Worlds. They're not going to play her. They're going to showcase her.
It's an excellent opportunity to display a brand new champion and get some hype behind her.
Oh, yeah. Very, very fantastic, I guess, marketing plan from Riot here. Seeing a shooter coming out, a dungeon crawl like a Diablo game to let you explore the world, the shooter itself being separated, and then a card game and a fighting game based around League of Legends lore and history. They have a lot of games coming out, finally deserving of the S in Riot Games.
Riot Games actually becoming Riot Games.
We're going to have to keep an eye on this early game here. We did have a small poke fest between Anivia and the Akali. Anivia using one of her potions already. We're going to have to see Alistar and Ezreal. That's a very interesting lane matchup, or a duo partner, in my opinion. Alistar wants to be aggressive, and Ezreal just wants to stay back and poke. Whereas Xayah Thresh can play either side of the lane matchup there. So a little bit of conflicted interest coming out of Trine University's bot lane here.
Once again, our same lane, top lane. I'm very interested to see how that fares out. See if either opponent has figured out some sort of weakness between one another.
It's John is actually very efficient on landing those bear traps on a rope on this Urgot. We might see Poppy play more topside because of the destructive power that they did see from Urgot last game. But we're just going to have to keep an eye. Jay is recalling right now to pick up his Predator boots. He did a full clear on his red side. He's going to move down now past blue buff to contest bot lane Rift Scuttler.
And we do have Urgot once again picking up Cole. Most likely going to end up with the same build or nearly close to it as last game. Still going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, there is a lot of AP damage coming out from Akali and Gragas in this game. Most likely going to be seeing the Death's Dance into Spirit Visage for items 2 and 3 after the Black Cleaver pickup. If Kled gets ahead, though, the amount of armor shred that he can have is going to be absolutely destructive. Going in for this fight, again, already getting the poke down. Urgot at half. It's John a little bit more ahead, just leveled up to 4. Does have a CS advantage in this early game.
There's great damage coming
Inside
from
the blade call pulled back into the Alistar they're getting poke off of. If the Alistar gets poked out low, he's going to have to leave. He couldn't stay for that fight. Death Sentence almost landing very close there. The minion stepping forward to absorb the Thresh Q.
With Death Sentence coming out so close towards the turret, it's not necessarily a means of turret diving, but just a means of poking out.
And if I remember correctly, when Death Sentence lands, the cooldown's reduced. If it didn't hit anything, then it would still be in a longer cooldown timer. Now, as maybe not impactful that could be, it's still nice to have that, especially if we do see Poppy roaming around. We do have Jay sitting in Tribush right now. There is a control ward in there, and we do have the bottom closest rush to blue side warded from Trine. There are pings on the map. We do see Trine calling out where wards have been placed from the AQ Saint jungler. You have a CS lead, and the lane is pushed into AQ Saints. Fate's Call getting kind of free reign here on these minions. It's John taking the Q from Urgot. Urgot is now up a level. The Tri-Brush control ward has been removed by Poppy. Very slow-paced early game right now. I believe last time when it was 6 minutes, there was 3 kills on the board.
Your guess is better than mine. But I would definitely agree it is a much slower pace sort of game. I believe Trine is...
We haven't really seen a gank come out from either jungler yet. We have seen It's John try to put pressure on blue buff when Poppy was there. She used the smite and ran away from it.
Say Trine is a little bit on their heels, trying to play safe for this game. We see Urgot immediately pick up the ninja tabbies. We do have a little invasion of Poppy's chickens here. Oh, Crimson Raptors? Chickens.
Chickens, yeah. You know, so I was listening to Worlds the other day, and you know what they call Gromp?
What do they call Gromp?
They call Gromp Agatha.
Okay. I got a question.
Those are our friends of the Upside Down, if you will, the Australians, the Oceania.
Oh, okay.
They do call her Agatha, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong there. But when they said it was Agatha, I thought that was really, really funny. Oh, Poppy did get the smite off, though. Blue Jay smite was down on CD. Poppy moving away past these wolves, using the boomshroom to get away. Anivia's there just in case, but It's John did follow up to give pressure for his jungler. Jay gonna rotate back into his jungle. He'll hit his raptors, and he should level up to 5 off of that. He's gonna want to do his best to hit 6 to use that explosive cask on his ganks. There hasn't been any early scuffles this far. Like last time, like I said, I'm pretty sure there were 3 kills at this moment in time last game. Much slower paced, more of a methodical gameplay. We do have Keelan actually on the Akali, 20 CS up on Anivia. Wow. A very good call out there from Suitor 2000. Do agree that the melee lane matchup against Anivia is most likely rough in case of farming, even after, or especially after she hits 6.
But due to the
ranged Q, the kunai.
The ranged Q and the cooldown.
The cooldown with those kunai are absolutely insane, especially if she lands and gets the auto attack off. It feels like it's just always up no matter what.
Absolutely. I myself still haven't learned new Akali. I haven't played Akali.
Yeah, that was about 6 seconds in between those 2 Qs.
In late game, I believe it feels like it's only 2 seconds, which it can put up a huge amount of damage at any point in the game.
We do have the Urgot here pushing It's John in under turret. He did recall to pick up the Tiamat. Does have a huge wave here in the top lane. Is going to be using his aggression here to get that wave back under Trine's top lane turret.
We see Anivia just use TP to get back to lane just to get some more CS due to the fact that she is behind, but she has picked up tier and a gemstone crystal.
It is a sapphire crystal.
It is a sapphire crystal?
It is sapphire and ruby crystal.
Oh my goodness.
She does have the tier stacking along with Ezreal having his tier as well.
The duo tier with Anivia and Ezreal.
Both very good at stacking it, but once they finally get it stacked, that's when they're going to actually want to fight.
A very late game comp from Trine.
Yeah.
If Aquinas is able to put this game away early.
Ooh, Jay Freeze landing the Thresh binding there. Ezreal coming out, landing the W, and then ultimate onto Fate's Call there. Dealing respectable damage, about 300 each, onto the ADC and support of Aquinas Saints. But they have both used any biscuits or healing necessary to regen up their health once again. They are back to full health here in this bot lane.
We do see in top lane that Urgot is up 3 CS to It's John, which is much better than in comparison to the last game. I feel like Urgot was very, very far behind against It's John in the matter of CS, but has proven himself differently in this game.
I think Urgot might realize that he is able to if he plays it correctly, have that competitive lane matchup. The Q and the E followed up onto Akali there. Massive damage, dropping Keelan to about 70% health there.
Actually, it was actually a great amount of damage there. Very surprising.
Urgot is trying to contest John there, but he wasn't auto-attacking at all. He's not level 9, so he doesn't have 5 points into his W to have it up constantly. So he can't do those trades yet. And John is just trying to pull him out of this game. We do see Gragas near mid. Poppy's roaming here as well. I don't think they see Jay landing the body slam, almost pinning Jay against the wall here. The explosive cast knocking Poppy away from... Ooh, the ultimate bringing Keelan out of here.
Oh.
The body slam into turret. There is a TP, though, from Urgot. Urgot's going to pick up this kill. No, never mind. Keelan using the flash with expertise. We do have a teleport coming in from John to protect his laner here. Getting stunned up, though. Dropping off of Scarlet, using the passive to knock back the Q shotgun away from the situation.
Maybe a questionable TP coming from It's John. Because I think Keelan and Jay Freeze with her roam could have just threw a lantern and got them both out of there. So that is a loss of a teleport. But there is a trade from 1-1. A little Miss E coming out from Blue Jay. But yet again, at the end, where could he have gone?
At the end of the day, though, still a worthwhile pickup for AQ. They did get the first blood. They are up 1.1k now.
We do see Blue Jay going back to the AP Gragas, which is a favorite pick of his. And with the use of Kled and Akali, might be able to, with Kled ultimate and then Blue Jay running in right after it, might be able to get in, do his damage, and get out without even dying. We will have to wait and see. We do have Ocean Drake being mildly contested just by Jay Freeze. Don't think Aquinas will be able to will steal this one away.
Nope, this is going to be a free pickup for the Ocean Drake. Actually, we do have AQ roaming towards this. The Flay canceling out Anivia's ultimate here. This should be a free kill over to Fate's Call. Oh, Akali on the sideline there did pick up Poppy. Dropping the jungler. Now 3 kills on the side of AQ. 1 on each carry here.
It's Sean going, oh my god.
Massive
Wow.
damage popping off with the Conqueror Tiamat proc. The bear trap keeping Urgot close.
Urgot does have his E, but in regards to the bear trap on a rope, not a stick, with the bear trap on a rope, he does have to time it very precisely just to get out of that predicament.
Now, if it was on a rope, do you think it would land and hit kind of like Aatrox Qs do, rather than it being tossed out?
If it was on a stick?
Yeah, if I was on a stick. Do you think it'd be like a whack, or do you still think it'd be a skill shot that'd be landing out?
It sort of it just makes me think of the old Tyrannosaurus Rex grabbers. That's what I think of.
Like the hand grabbers?
Yeah, but when you squeeze it, the mouth opens and closes.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
I'm
but
not
I'm
really
talking
sure.
about like in the skill shot animation-wise. Do you think it just like it's a progressive just line
Is it
that
on a
hits,
stick?
or if it just drops all together in the line immediately?
If it was a stick, I'm thinking it'd be more of a Pantheon sort of situation.
Like a Pantheon Spear Charge,
how
kind
it just sort of goes out.
Okay. I was kind of thinking of, Aatrox's first Q, the knock-up, how it's just the line, it hits everything right in the line right away, rather than
Yes.
going the distance.
Yes.
That's what I'm kind of thinking, because if it's on a stick, you're just going to drop it down,
Right.
not, like, release it.
I
We do
understand.
have Poppy here. Oh, Keelan pulling out mass damage there. Getting
my-
the play on the
What is
side.
happening?
He picks
Oh
up
my
Anivia with the passive from the Q Kunai landing. He just broke some ankles. We do have Gragas here on the side, keeping Urgot's attention. Keelan, every time this man is given an assassin, Kiana, Silas, Akali, he showcases that in a 1v2 setting, he can win it. Fantastic. Keelan's Akali, no matter what happens, I don't myself play the champion, nor do I understand her.
Absolutely.
But
I
it
couldn't agree
looks like
more.
a masterclass performance here coming from Keelan. That is the Anivia teleport burned here on mid lane. We do have AQ trying to get this Shelly online for them. A 14-minute pickup. They don't have it in time 4 plates, unfortunately, but still, First Blood turret is on. And if you look at your mini-map, both mid and bot lane turrets are low.
In reference to the ankle-breaking
Performance. It's got Keelan's got some class. He is an actor when it comes to this. He's a dancer.
Back in the business, they used to call it happy feet. If I do recall.
I too am a fan of penguins.
Yep, happy feet.
There's a reference for some people.
We're not that old.
We're not that old, but I mean, other people also aren't as young as we.
Happy feet, wombo combo.
Wombo combo, happy feet.
We do see a mild scuffle happen right in bot lane just now, but Keelan Zakali is able to get out of there. Predator top lane. Gragas going to come underneath.
Oh, Ultimate's connecting from Jay and John. The follow-up explosive cask into the knockback from Kled. Fantastic, as we do have the headbutt trample coming through from Alistar here, but Fate's Call is dodging and weaving the Zanivia ability. The Densa is landing onto Alistar here. Akali is in rotation for the kill. We do see Alistar's cooldown on Flash has been dropped. Jay here fighting the Poppy alone is low. Had to blow the Flash. Respectable. They did get the turret there for Jay and John. Ooh. Trine's got to be careful. It is a 5k gold lead now for AQ.
We did have a slow start, but once again, Aquinas a 5-1 lead, pulling away with a 5k gold lead. This is the action that we want to see coming from your Aquinas Saints, and it's my favorite to shoutcast with these stomps, so to speak. It makes me happy to see all this time and effort that the team has been put in this week come to full fruition.
When I first joined on and I started talking with Coach Pope, we kind of discussed team comps after games and discussed player performances. And the one thing that stuck with me the entire time whenever I had a conversation with Pope, stick around and see what happens. See how this team becomes. See what we're like when it comes around to April, when we get to the big tournaments next semester. And you know what? This is showing me a lot of promise right now. This is a best of 3 series once again. Fate's Call is getting poked out. The Urgot ultimate not landing onto Xayah, but poked out nonetheless. Dropping the Rift Herald down bot lane here. The ultimate almost taking the Earth Drake here. We have a split fight. AQ is funneling Trine University into this pit. The execute coming out from Keelan Zakali.
Oh my goodness.
Fantastic damage here. Keelan the only one in this pit though. Making Anivia's passive proc. And we have Jay and John. It is J team following up on the Urgot kill. That is 1-9. That is an 7k cold lead and open map right now. Rift Herald getting the assistance from Keelan to push bot to get that charge off, and they're going to take mid lane here. We're seeing a 3-turret gold lead with 8 kills up. Now, they don't have the Earth or Ocean Drake, but they don't care when it comes to dragons. We take structures. We take your buildings. Oh, dragons don't matter when it comes to your base being taken.
At the end of the day, no many dragons is better than a destroyed Nexus. Even though Aquinas did not pick up either of those dragons, they picked up everything else that they could have picked up.
Yeah, they picked up 4 kills and a turret. And then they got Shelly's charge off on bot lane. A good solid amount of damage coming out from Rift Herald, especially when it comes to pushing power there. Giving the blue buff over to Keelan for that energy regen as well as cooldown reduction. And we have Jay Freeze here clearing out vision once again. We have 1 minute now until Baron respawns. 3 minutes and 15 seconds on Earth Dragon. We will see what the next steps for our AQ Saints is. I think R.
Stay tuned next week, and we'll find out the answer.
We do have a scuffle here with John against Urgot. He is getting 2v1'd. Unfortunate. A shutdown pick up from Urgot there. A little overstep there maybe from John. They don't have that deep vision that saw Poppy. John maybe stepped up a little far, but they do pick up bot lane turret for it. They're getting the trade onto it. We are now at an 8k gold lead officially here.
John was pushed up rather far, but given he is on Khaled, could have possibly gotten enough courage to stay in that fight a little bit longer, but that chain CC by Poppy and Urgot was chained together very well and gave John no chance to get that courage bar up and have his handy-dandy Skull come back in the fight.
AQ's pushing up here in this bot side. Poppy is going to be caught out, though, by the Gragas Thresh. That was kind of unfortunate. They thought they had the vision cleared there. She had her red trinket, the Scryer, going through, but in the end, Oracle Lens, it didn't save her. You saw Jade there step aside. Baron is up. They have 18 seconds on the Poppy here. They might be looking for a play on this Gragas. Body slam connecting the explosive cast, bringing Gragas to the side. Death sentence landing onto Gragas. The flay followed through. Kill picked up by Jay Freeze, a 205. You know, they say the best bot lanes are in sync, and right now, 205 scoreline for both is in sync. Keelan did get stunned there by the Anivia Q. Unfortunate there. He tried to follow up. Trying to go for this Alistar here. Going to get bonked over the wall most likely. Getting stunned by the Alistar E trample. Execute damage from the Akali. It is so explosive. Keelan is 404 with the Gunblade, Seeker's Arm Guard, and the Fiendish Codex.
That was nearly a quarter of Alistar's HP, and Keelan...
That was a fantastic 400 health execute.
I'm still unaware of how Akali is played, like I said several times already.
We have an engage here from It's John diving in the back line here. Jay Freeze and John cut off from this fight. Urgot has joined it. Has the beginnings of that death stance, and AQ is going to pull back. Health bars low. The ultimate landing on to Keelan there. A blind snipe. Well done there from Urgot of Trine University. Trying to pick up what scraps they can.
It can be very dangerous because Keelan did have a decent shutdown on him. Now it goes over to Urgot, and as we know from last game, Urgot is a very dangerous pick at any point in the game. But if Urgot is going to be able to get back into this game like he was last game, it will once again give Saints a good challenge.
As we're talking about bounties, you could say it's a run for your money.
If only there was a pike.
Only. Everyone loves a 600 gold printer.
Not when it's on the other team, though.
That's true.
But when it's on my team and it works out,
even then, though, you kind of feel remorse. Like, should this be allowed? This shouldn't happen, right?
That is a good question.
We do see AQ Saints here putting pressure onto Earth Drake. We do have John with the teleport. They are getting the aggro on. They do have a control ward here in the Drake pit. We do have Urgot and Alistar roaming towards the wards, being blocked out from their control. John pushing down this tier 2 top lane turret. Anivia moving to respond. Urgot recalling. And we do have AQ Saints beginning to put that pressure again. We see the assistance ping coming out. And we do have Keelan continuing to push wave bot side here.
If we look at our ward scores, we do see Jay Freeze actually having a tremendous ward score in comparison to the other support. Alistar with only 41, but Jay Freeze on Thresh with 52.
Mm-hmm. A lot of promise coming from Jay Freeze and Fate's Call. Even when lanes where they were told to play passive, lanes they were told they're probably not going to win, especially one of the last few matches, they were playing Tristana Morgana. And they were taking a 2-0 kill in those lane matchups. Absolutely fantastic here. AQ Saints moving as an absolute unit, trying to get as much vision as they can deep inside Trine's blue buff region. We do have Gragas walking up onto Poppy Alistar there. Keelan trying his best to poke out this massive beast of an Urgot. Does have the death stance. Oh, excuse me. I had a burp there, and I did not want to use it.
Going back to this fall break week and how esports said,
John getting stunned up on the wall there from Poppy, but Thresh Lantern to the rescue.
And as I was saying, with fall break occurring this week and the esports program staying behind and putting in a lot of time and effort playing with one another to get that synergy. It gave Jay Freeze and Fate's Call a great opportunity to
Explosive
play
cast landing onto the Alistar here. Massive damage. The snare coming out from Fate's Call. Zaya. Jay tanked very, very efficiently there, letting Fate's Call get the kill. He's got an IE and an Essence Reaver. The amount of damage coming out is explosive. Now, the way Zaya works is the more crit chance she has, the more amplified damage the feathers do on the pullback. We are almost at a 75% crit chance, Zaya. That is a lot of damage coming out here.
We might see our Baron possibly, due to the fact that Alistar is down. He's up in 10 seconds, but I think we'll just get some reclaim vision here and then recall.
We may see the AQ Saints here looking for pick potential, doing their best to catch out the one member, maybe two, of Trine. That could stop them. The Poppy, with the 50-50 smite, along with her ultimate, making a few members leave a team fight, and then the Urgot as well, slowly becoming that monster tank force that we saw last game. We should see AQ here putting more pressure on their neutral objectives. They do have a lone top turret there for tier 2 that they can still take as a 5-man. But something that they've been practicing very well is that they've been learning to do wave management. So the idea is you push up a wave, get vision. Push up a wave, get vision. Push up a wave, get vision. That is something that Pope has been trying to drill into their heads. If you get vision, vision wins games.
Absolutely.
And we can see here when it comes to ward scores that Jay Freeze is making sure that Trine is blind.
Jay Freeze is doing an excellent job with the ward score. And Suitor, I was actually just about to say, I believe that they did not take the Baron in an effort to actually bait Baron. As we see, Ezreal just burned his ultimate on it. But I think we might see AQ try to set up some vision, and then we'll have Trine come in and attempt to reclaim vision. But then once again, Aquinas will sweep back through, reclaim the vision, attempt to bait the Baron, and then if Trine does bite, we'll see a fight ensue right there.
The thing we do have to keep in mind, though, when it comes to these team fights, the front line of Trine is absolutely explosive. Poppy running it in on her own, but Jay got caught out by Alistar, Ezreal, and Anivia. A bait, a long E coming from Polly, finishing off the Poppy with the ultimate. Keelan is back against the wall by himself, using the flash over the wolf camp to get away. But it's John charging back in! We do have a 3-man stun right there from Anivia. Absolutely crazy. That was a little bit of a trade for jungle there. Kind of interesting. Ooh, Ezreal ultimate doing mass damage now. Does have the stacked mana immune as well as the Trinity Force online for Ezreal. Now, what I was going to talk about before we had an issue here, when it comes to baiting Baron, we have to be very careful, as Anivia has crazy CC, Trine University has a massive front line, and Poppy's ultimate can actually make every single carry leave the team fight. Fate's Call having an issue here, lots of damage dropped onto him from the Urgot there. Shotgun knees are absolutely crazy for this guy.
I believe that was just 3 autos and maybe a Q, and that took a decent portion of
a lot of
Fate's
Call's health there.
Yeah.
He does have the rapid fire cannon, and I assume he probably took Legend Bloodline there. So he will have the lifesteal, but we do see AQ here picking up the second dragon for them, Air Drake. They do now have the turret and neutral objective killing force, along with the increased map movement pressure. We see here Fate's Call is topside. He's pushing down the minion wave. Bot lane is a stacked wave that is going to be crashing into that bot lane turret there. And they're starting up the Baron here. They saw 4 mid lane. Urgot does have teleport, and they're doing lots of damage here. Jay is tanking the Baron, though. A lot of damage onto Jay. John now tanking. This is a free taken Baron. We do have Urgot teleport to topside, and we have AQ pulling away from this fight. They walk away free with it.
Yeah, as we saw, Fate's Call on Zaya was top lane, pushing out that top wave in order to have lane prio, and then we had that huge minion wave bot lane, which is still on their inhibitor as we speak, which gave the ability for the Saints to take that Baron, but Trine did come to their senses and put a little bit of pressure there, but then we had, I believe it was Jay Freeze and Keelan, who possibly, or it was Kled, I don't recall. Nonetheless, they were in the bush waiting for them to come up, and they harassed them and successfully got themselves a Baron.
Yeah, and there we did see Trine, as AQ did reset with low health bars, or at least mid-life health bars. They did try their best, and they picked up a tier 1 turret to get themselves more gold and to get back into this game. It is a 9k gold lead right now on the side of AQ. Pushing down mid lane, we have teleport on the Akali and Kled, and we're going to see this 1-3-1 coming out, and I really hope that they can execute well here. 1-3-1 or the 4-1 is a very strong strategy when it comes to these competitive games. If you can have 3 people hold a lane of 5 and let Sidewaves push in with 2 carries. Oh, excuse me once again.
Excuse you. As we can see, we do have bot lane was a little bit. Oh, Death Sentence coming on. Oh,
massive
my goodness.
damage there coming out from Fate's Call. The Blade Caller pulling back the feathers. Ezreal Ultimate does hit Zayed there. Does take away some health, but there still is the Bloodline. Keelan is on his own now on this bot side, but doing massive damage to this Anivia. He's going to ultimate away. The Gragas cast dispersing, and we have a full 5 here. We might be seeing a little bit over aggression coming from AQ. Never mind, the Poppy's just going to say deny, and they're going to pick up 2 inhibitors off of that play.
I possibly think that Poppy will actually saved AQ from making a possible mistake.
Yeah.
As we see, It's John just wanted to go in and get the job done, but I think if he would have done that, he would have possibly got CC'd and then died under those 2 turrets. So Poppy may have just saved Aquinas there.
We still have the Baron buff on. We have the mid and bot inhibs taken. And this is a full 5-force AQ squad that is going to do their best to just shove these waves in. And they're going to begin to just starve Trine University here.
We do see our bot lane. Fate's Call, 302 CS to Ezreal's 217.
You hate to see it. Almost 100
Goodness.
CS difference there. Ezreal in 1 assist. It is a 32-minute game.
Yet again, they only do have 4 kills.
That's very
So
true.
25% kill participation ratio. Not too bad.
It's not too bad.
But
That's
yet
very
again,
true. I mean, if you look at it, Anivia's got a 75, which looks pretty good right now. Anivia also with a 1-to-1 KDA. As for others,
but we do see Aquinas has taken the mid and bot inhib, and we have It's John and Kled pushing out topic once again. And I'm not sure if Baron buff is still active.
I will say here, Trine needs to think of something quick and get a pick if they can. But Akali's just too slippery.
Keelan with a little control 3 there. He does have a few levels up. He is level 16, the highest level.
They threw 3 bot lane there, and now they are running through top lane. The inhib turret taken, and soon the inhib death. That is 3 inhibs down, and we are going to have double super minions coming out in these lanes.
Looks like the Aquinas is going to be head over for Dragon. We're going to have an Earth Dragon.
Get that second Earth Dragon, and they are going to be able to end out this game. They have so much neutral objective and turret killing power now. And we're just going to have to see how well they can close out this game. It is almost 11k gold lead. It's about 10.5 right now. Jay Freeze trying to keep Poppy away, but landing the Death Sentence fallback. Keelan, massive damage. Poppy missing the ultimate here. Keelan is following up, chasing behind the team.
Jay left alone to go take the Dragon all by himself, but no problem from AP Urgot. Still nearly full health if you look to the right side of your screens here.
Yeah, we see these double minion waves, the pings coming out from AQ, recognizing where their strengths is coming from, and having these dual super minions per wave following suit. This is looking very grim. They're going to need a miracle here for Trine University if they wish to stay in this game. Anivia does have fantastic wave clear along with Urgot and the shotgun knees. But as of right now, these minions are about to collapse in. They are getting damage onto this Nexus turret. That sentence does miss. The headbutt knockup landing on 3 members of AQ. It's John on the side there taking almost no damage. The blade collar roots 3 members. Jay does go down to Poppy. Keelan does get taken out by the Anivia. Looking a little grim here for AQ, but Fate's Call going aggressive. Playing fancy footwork here. Does get dropped though. It's John. Still a full health bar Kled. And look at the amount of super minions they have here in this base. They may have traded 3 for 3 here, but it does not matter. John picking up the Ezreal. Whoa. We have mass amounts of super minions here. Jay Freeze trying to keep It's John alive.
Oh.
It looks like Jay Freeze, the only standing member of
AQ.
Knocking back the Anivia. Having the extra shot and she lives. AQ Saints, a 9k gold lead by the end of that. A fantastic end. Sloppy, I will say, from AQ. A bloody victory, though, by the end of that game. Fantastic their performance. A 2-0 victory. Look at Fate's damage.
10,000 above
Keelan.
Wow.
And then the next closest in the game was 8,000 below him on Ezreal. Ezreal for the longest time only had 1 assist, but apparently he's been poking out the team for most of it.
Ezreal is a great champion to sit back, relax, and also just try to poke out the enemy team. But a downfall for Trine University there was that they did have Urgot further engaged, but yet again, their Alistar did not really assist him in that manner. I would have liked to see Alistar or Urgot pick up a Righteous Glory just to get that engage going, and then have Urgot be able to go up and get up in Aquinas' face. I wouldn't like to see that. But as an analyst, I would have appreciated a Righteous Glory.
We will talk a little bit here, though, about the lane pressures. Ezreal was 4k gold behind Zaya in that game. Jay was up 2k compared to Poppy. Those stats alone are absolutely insane. Now, that is the conclusion of our best of 3 series versus Trine University. We do play Thursday night at 9 and Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Check us out on our Instagram and Twitter pages. We are Aquinas Esports. Everyone, from myself and Tommy Tybro Gale II, you got anything last to say to the viewers?
Thank you guys for tuning in. We hope to see you next time, and don't forget to care for one another.
And always remember, it's a great night to be a saint. Good night, everybody.